So coming into child's pose, which can be, knees together, knees wide. If for whatever reason today child's pose just doesn't feel like your pose, it's, not comfortable for your knees or your back or your hip flexors, then please feel free to come onto your back. And then just settling into your child's pose, settling into this shape. And giving a chance for the body to soften, the connective tissue to soften, for your breath to start that gentle movement in the body, and being mindful of that as you do it. Making any little movements you feel you need to. You might want to gently rock the hips side to side, which can release, tightness through your hips, through your lower back. Now that your body's had a chance to arrive at your mat, you focus on your breath to bring you into this present moment, to notice every little sensation. It's almost like a new day. Every time we step on our mat on a new day, it's like being reborn. It's a new start. I think it was the Buddha that said that every day is a new opportunity to be reborn. So how do you want to start your day today? Map out your day by setting yourself an intention for what it is that you feel you need more of today. And once you've got that intention, repeating it to yourself 3 times. So you start to sow the seed of the intention deep within. And once you've set your intention, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lifting your chest up. Come onto hands and knees into tabletop. And then from tabletop position, extending your right leg back behind you. Press the ball of the foot into the floor and back into the heel. You're getting a little bit of a stretch and release into your ankle, into your calf. Pressing through the hands so that you're lifting up out of the shoulders, chin in towards your throat, lifting the back of the head towards the ceiling. And then gently lift the pit of the belly towards your spine, so you're not letting your belly just sink down. Then press through the ball of the foot, shifting the weight forward onto your hands and lifting your right leg into the air. No higher than the hip. It can be lower, but we don't want it any higher. And then with your left hand, bring it to the pit of the belly. Again, lift the pit of the belly and then extending your left arm forward. Reaching long from heel to fingertips. Then take a deep breath in, reach long, and as you exhale, bring your elbow out to the side and your knee out to the side. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, elbow to the side, knee to the side. So bending the elbow, bending the knee. And again, breathe in, reaching long. As you exhale, think on the left side, ribs to hips, and on the right side, hips to ribs. So opening the hip out to the side. Once more. Inhale, reach long, pause and hold. Take your arm and leg out to a diagonal line. Crown of the head reaching forward, pressing through your right hand, getting the lift up out of your shoulder. Lift up through the pit of the belly. And then back to the center. Release your hand down, release your knee. And let's start with the left leg, taking it back. Pressing back into the heel, getting a nice stretch into your ankle, into your calf. And then shifting the weight forward into the hands. Lifting your leg level with the hip or lower, but no higher. The right hand, bring it to the pit of the belly, lift the pit of the belly, and extending your right arm forward. Chin in towards the throat, so the crown of the head reaching forward, back of the head lifting towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, reach long, and as you exhale, elbow and knee out to the side. Again, breath in, reaching long, exhale, squeeze the elbow to ribs, knee to ribs. Do a couple more, moving with the rhythm of your own breath. One more, reaching long, pause and hold. Then taking your arm and leg to the diagonal. Lift the pit of the belly, pressing down through the left hand, lift up out of your shoulder. Then back to the center, release your hand, release your knee down, take your knees out wide, big toes together, and send your hips back towards your heels. And just resting your forearms down, resting your forehead. If your forehead doesn't rest comfortably on the floor, you can place one fist on top of the other and rest your forehead on that. Then coming back up onto your hands and knees into tabletop. And then in tabletop, setting up for cat-cow. So a little bend through the elbows, tuck the toes under. Take a deep breath in, gently stretching the front of the body to cow. And on the exhale, press the foot away. Draw the chin in, round through the back, coming into cat. Inhaling to cow, bend the elbows, hugging the armpits in, tuck the toes. Eye gaze just towards the front of the mat. Exhale, press the foot away. Draw the chin in, round through the back. We'll just do a couple more here. It's moving with the rhythm of your own breath. One more full breath in and out. And then coming back into neutral spine. Shift your hands one whole hand's distance further forwards. Bend the elbows, tuck the toes, and press up into down dog. As you press into down dog, keep the knees slightly bent, so really deepen the hips crease, which will bring more length to the spine as you press through the hands. And give your head a little yes, no action, relaxing the neck muscles. And then draw your chin in towards your throat. So you're bringing your head more to between your arms rather than, we're not wanting to push through and have the arms behind the head, having to draw the chin in. So it's a more comfortable position for your shoulders. Typically in life, we're never doing anything with our arms behind our head. It's always with the arms. If we're reaching for something or carrying something heavy, the arms are out in front of our head. So we want to look after the shoulder joint and move it in a way that's more functional for it. And lifting your right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Core plank, knee into chest, shoulders over the wrist. And then inhale, reaching back again, three-legged dog. Exhale, core plank, shoulders over the wrist, eye gaze to the front of the mat, knee comes to chest. Now again, three-legged dog. Exhale, core plank, squeeze your knee up into your chest. Reaching back, three-legged dog, and lowering your foot to the floor, and lifting your left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale into core plank, shoulders over wrist, look to the front of the mat. Breath in to reach long. Exhale to squeeze in. One more. Three-legged dog, and releasing your foot down. Lift right leg into the air. Three-legged dog. This time, keep your hips lifted as you bring your knee up into the chest. And then stepping through, heel ball toe landing, high lunge. Press down through the feet and unfurl up. Relax down through the shoulders, come a little bit deeper. Start to build warmth to the body through the legs. And then in releasing, hands to the floor, step back into down dog. Bend both knees, inhale and unfurl through into plank pose. Shoulders stack over the wrist, crown of the head reaching forwards. Pause and hold here. Pressing the floor away, lifting the pit of the belly. Exhale, press back into down dog. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Knee to chest, lift the hips up high, heel ball toe landing. Feet about hips distance, press down through the feet and come up. High lunge. Just noticing how it feels in the legs today, in your back. Releasing hands to the floor, step back into down dog. Bend both knees, unfurl through into plank pose. Pause and hold. Plank can be knees or toes, but pressing the floor away, lift up out of shoulders. Draw your chin in towards the throat, neck is long. The knees are lifted, legs are strong, squeezing your thighs. Exhale, press back into down dog. Lift right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Knee to chest, lift the hips, big step through. And then anchor your back heel down, setting up for warrior two. Front heel lines up with the middle arch of the back foot. Front knee stacks over the ankle. Press the feet, start to lift the hands, unfurl up, and then extending the arms out to the side. Just glance down for a moment. Check that your front knee lines up with the center of your front foot. And then bring your left hand to your left shoulder. And open your chest by moving your left shoulder back. Then extending out through the left arm. Eye gazes down your front middle finger. Dristy point. Now press the feet into the floor and see if you can reach through the crown of your head. So you're lifting up out of the waist by pressing down, your pelvis coming into neutral position. Shoulders just floating over the hips. Lowering your left hand to your hip, your right hand to your shin. Preparing for Trikonasana, so right hand onto your shin. Look down at your right foot and press into the floor to start to extend your right leg. It doesn't have to extend fully. Again, what we're after is that depth in the hips crease to get the length in the spine. Now push into your back foot and reach out through the crown of the head. Feel the spine extend here. Then revolve the chest, lifting your left shoulder. If it's comfortable in your left arm, taking the left arm up. And this time to get that sense of resistance, still pressing down through the feet. Imagine you've got a big fit ball between your legs and squeeze the inner thighs in on it. And then imagine that you're pushing a door open with the crown of the head. So to get that little bit more reach and push through the crown of the head, it comes from your left foot. So push into the left foot and really reach out through the crown of of your head, as opposed to your left head. And see if you can relax your shoulders and coming up quite high. The higher we are, the more space we have. You see, if I come down low, well, I can do it. I don't look as spacious. It's like lift up, be really open, reach up through the fingertips. So even if your hand's on the shin or the floor, that your weight isn't in it. The weight is being held up by your legs and your side bodies, creating lots of space. Sometimes we can just drop into those tendencies if we're used to, hand to the floor because that's how we've been taught, but really taking that time, this time on our mat to create space in our body, space in our breath, breaking old tendencies, setting new patterns that serve us now. I know I certainly practice a lot different to what I did, 15 years ago, because I'm not the same person I was 15 years ago, physically or mentally. Circle the top arm back, down around to the floor. Step back into down dog. Pausing, observing your body. And lifting your left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Knee to chest, lift your hips up high. Heel ball toe landing. Anchor the back heel down, line up front heel with the middle arch of the back foot, stack the front knee, slow and steady, lift your hands, press through the feet, unfurl up. See if you can keep your front knee stacked over the ankle as you unfurl up. And then lead with the elbows, opening the arms out. Right hand to your shoulder, move the right shoulder back, broaden and open into your chest. Warrior two is an amazing pose for that, for opening into the chest. Great for strengthening our legs, strengthening our core muscles. So press through the feet, reach to the crown of the head. Eye gaze is steady down the front, middle finger. Then lowering your right hand to your hip, left hand to your shin, so just below the knee. And here start to extend the front leg. And as you deepen the front hip squeeze, you might find that your right hip and shoulder rotate down towards the floor. So we're wanting that forward flexion here to get as much length into the spine. Push into the back foot, reach up through the crown of the head, and then revolve the chest, lifting your right shoulder, and if it's comfortable, in the shoulder, taking your arm up. Now, where is the energy? Does it feel like you're kind of like just hanging and dropping down like a limp piece of celery, or are you fresh celery, full of prana, full of life, feet pressing, reaching up through the crown of the head, arms are reaching away from each other, opening into your chest. Breath is full, lots of space in your body, space in your breath. And circling your top arm back, down around to the floor. Step your back foot in to forward fold. Pausing here, take as much knee bend as you need so your belly can rest on your thigh, chest on your knees. Let the head hang, be heavy. Inhale a half forward fold, step the hips down, look forwards, press the floor away, rising up. Then exhaling, hands to the heart center. Do a couple of sun breaths. So lifting the arms up, Bend the knees, folding forwards, belly to thigh, chest to knees, chin to chest. Half forward fold. Sit the hips down, look forwards, press down through the feet, rising up. Hands to the heart center. We'll do 2 more sun breaths. Just move with the rhythm of your own breath. And pausing at the top, palms together in the heart center. Close your eyes down. Take a moment to feel how you are standing here in mountain pose. Weight evenly distributed across both feet. Through the heels, the balls of the feet, the inner edge of the foot, the outer edge of the foot. Toes are spread. Arches are lifted. Then press down through the feet. Soften the knees to engage your thighs. Draw up through the pelvic floor. And you're lengthening up through the front of the pelvis with your thumbs resting on your sternum, lifting your breastbone. Relaxing your shoulders. Chin in towards the throat. Crown of the head reaching up. And take a deep breath in. Press down through the feet. Reach the energy all the way up through the crown of the head. And exhale, let your shoulders soften. Jaw soften. And lifting the arms up overhead. Bending your knees, folding forwards. Half forward fold. Stepping your left foot back, long lunge back. Setting up for Trikonasana, triangle pose from here. Anchor the back heel, line up, front heel with the middle arch of the back foot. Bring your right hand to just below the knee on the shin, so come up quite high. Left hand to hip. Press into the front foot, straightening the leg to your edge. Press into the back foot, reach the crown of the head forwards, and then revolving the chest, opening up and taking the top arm up. Energy lifting away from the floor from that action of pressing down through the feet. Then circle your top arm back, down around to the floor. Let your chest rotate down to face the floor. Reach it forwards. Pause here with your arm beside your ear. Press into the back foot. Reach a little further through your hand, your left hand. And then keep the arm where it is and revolve your chest, coming to an extended triangle pose. So the rotation comes from the ribs, not from your arm moving. And bending your right knee, bring your right forearm to your thigh. And making the weight light on your forearm. So push your forearm into your thigh. Again, so that you're lifting up out of the pose. We're not sinking and dropping down into it. If you can squeeze a bit of length into both sides of the body. And then lifting your top arm up, circling it all the way back, down around to the floor and stepping your back foot in to forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold, press the floor away, rise up. And exhaling, hands to the heart center. And lifting the arms up, folding forwards, half forward fold. Stepping your right foot back this time. Anchor the back heel down, line up your front heel, middle arch of the back foot, setting up for triangle pose. Left hand to shin, right hand to hip. Start to straighten the front leg first, and we want to keep that knee off lock. Push into the back foot, reach through the crown of the head, then lifting the shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder up. Opening the chest. Top arm can reach if that's comfortable in your shoulder. Now with your left thumb, take it and hook it into your hips crease and draw your left hip back. It might force the right hip to roll down a little bit. That's okay. Going to keep you in neutral pelvis, and then lift your left and right, it's all over the place. Lift your right shoulder, your top shoulder. So draw the left hip back, lift the right shoulder. It's going to keep the flexion in the hip and lengthen both sides of the body so we don't look like a banana in this pose. Nothing wrong with looking like a banana in this pose except for the pressure it puts on our sacroiliac joint of the top side of the hips. Circle your top arm back, down around towards the floor. Let your chest rotate down to face the floor. It's almost like we're in pyramid pose. And then reach forward. Keep your arm beside your ear here. Press into your back foot and imagine there's something just out of reach. You really got to reach. Lengthen through the side body. Keep the arm there. Revolve your chest to open up. Are you still actively pressing into the feet? Then bending your left knee, bring your left forearm to your thigh. Press your forearm into your thigh. Press the feet into the floor. And reach, reach, reach. Breathe length into both sides of the body. And reaching your right arm up, circle it back, down around to the floor. Step your back foot into forward fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Press the floor away, rising up. And exhaling, hands to the heart center. And let's see how your balance is this morning. Tree pose or Vrksasana. Now find a drishti point to focus on. Hands to your hips. Steady your eye gaze and bend both knees. Press into your left foot, lifting your right. Do this as many times as you need to. Once you've got your balance, just a little open to the knee to the side, foot below or above the knee, or you can touch your big toe down if you need to today. Could even rest your fingernail on the wall. Hands can be at your hips or palms together, or you might want to take your arms up overhead or even apart. Take them wherever you feel serves you today. Keep looking at that one drishti point. Come out of Vrksasana, bring your knee to the front and releasing your hands, your foot down. And see how the other side is. Bend both knees, pressing your right foot into the floor, lifting your left. No right or wrong amount of times just till you feel like you've got your balance. Once you've got your balance, keep focusing on your drishti point. Open the knee slowly out, below or above the knee. Find where it feels most steady for you to place your hands. And it's said when we bring our hands together in prayer that it's like bringing left and right hemispheres of the brain together. And then resting your thumbs on your sternum, bringing that feeling of centeredness. Press down through the right foot. Breathe in and reach up through the crown of the head. To come out, bringing the knee to the front, releasing your foot, releasing your hands. Let's come to the top of the mat, lifting your arms up overhead, bending your knees, folding forwards, belly to thigh, chest to knees, chin to chest. Half forward fold, stepping back into down dog. pausing in your down dog. If down dog isn't your choice of place to pause, please feel free to come into child's pose. Then lowering your knees to the floor. Sending your hips back towards your heels. Knees can be narrow or wide, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Resting your hips back. Rest down onto your forearms, your forehead. Resting your hands, lifting your chest up. Come around onto your back. Come down onto your back. The floor's cold underneath you. Place a blanket down so it's nice and warm. And then lying down on your back, bend your knees up and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Having your right foot flexed, so this will make it an active stretch. And then reaching through, either holding behind your left knee, behind the thigh, or you can hold on top of the knee. Wherever is more comfortable for you, where you can relax your shoulders, let your chin slide in towards your chest. If you find that holding onto your knee, it lifts your shoulders away from the floor and your head tilts back, place a pillow underneath your head so that you can rest the chin in towards your chest, lengthening the back of the neck. If it's feeling tight in your hip, your right hip, feel free to rock side to side. Add a little movement in there, never hurt. And then releasing your left foot down. Release your right foot down. Press through the balls of both feet. Lift your heels, lift your hips. Slide your hips over towards the right side of your mat. Lay the left hip down. Pick both feet up. Bring your knees into your chest. Arms open out to the side in the form of a cross, and then let your knees fall to the left. Now keeping your shoulders anchored here. If your right shoulder is not resting on the floor, bend up your right hand and just rest it on your rib so it's not pulling into your shoulder. If it's comfortable in your neck, you can turn your head and look down your right arm. If you feel like there's a pulling in your sacroiliac joint on the right side, the top side of your hip, you can place a blanket or a pillow between your knees, which will just stop that pulling into your sacroiliac joint. Bringing the head back to the center. Bring your knees back to the center. And then center your hips. And just pause here for a moment. Then press the balls of the feet into the floor. Lift your hips. Oh no, let's press the left ankle over the right thigh first. And then flexing the left foot, reaching through, either holding behind the knee or on top of the knee, wherever's more comfortable for you. Remembering if you want to add any movement, you can gently rock side to side. Just relax your shoulders, let your chin slide in towards your chest. And then releasing, right foot to the floor, uncross the left. Now press into the balls of the feet, lift the hips, lift the heels to get a little bit more height. Shift your hips over towards the left side of your mat, lay the right hip down, pick the feet up, bring knees into the chest, arms open out to the side in the form of a cross, and then letting your knees fall over to the right. If it's comfortable in your neck to look down your left arm and doing so. And bring your head to the center, knees to the center, center your hips, and just pausing there for a moment. And bringing one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Hug the knees in. If it feels good, gently rock side to side. Then rolling all the way to the right, pressing your hands into the floor, coming up to get your bibs and your bobs all ready, comfortable for Shavasana. So if you've got a pillow or a bolster, place it behind your knees. You've got another pillow or blanket, place it underneath your head. Something to place over your eyes. Filter out the light. Don't worry about what time it is. I'm going to be setting the timer. And just relax, focus on getting comfortable so that you can relax deeply for Shavasana. Let this time be what fills up your cup for today. If your mind gets distracted with your to-do list of today, have it focusing on your breath. The nice pranayama, which draws the attention in, is the Samavriti, where you inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and then a regular breath in and out. You inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, regular breath in and out. Taking a deep breath in and out. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You might want to stretch your arms and legs long, or hug your knees into your chest. Whatever feels like you want to do to awaken your body from Shavasana.
I saw a puppy dog.
And then eventually bending your knees up, rolling to the side. Come up into a comfortable seated position. And bring your palms together in the heart center. And just take a moment to repeat your intention to yourself. That's fresh in your mind to take with you off your mat today and integrate into your weekend. Then let's prepare to chant together once the mantra Om, which connects all things divine which we all have within us. So taking a deep breath in. Then lifting your thumbs to your forehead. Namaste. Hang on, wait. Come. Chill out, man. Chill out. Hang on, let me bring it in here. Sit there. Sit there.